Well, I started when I was 5 years old in go-karts, actually, kind of like little leagues and anything else. I was playing football and racing at the same time, and then by the time I was 9, it was just all about racing and go-karts and all around the country, really. My dad and my parents would take me around just racing all over the place and just finding the best competition. And then by the time I was 13 years old, I moved into cars. They were a three-quarter scale car. Won a national championship at 14, and then moved on to Hooters Pro Cup at 15, which is a full-size 650 horsepower race car.
Wow.
And at 18, I was in the Nationwide Series, which was the Busch Series, for a little while in NASCAR. And then last season at 19 and then turned 20 before the 500, I moved to the Cup Series and ended up winning the Daytona 500, which was probably the highlight of my career. Probably will be forever, unless we win a championship. So pretty pumped about all the stuff we've been through already, and just to be 20, I think we've had a pretty good run at it so far. We're going to keep trying.
So what's it like pushing 650 horsepower before you even can legally drive?
It was kind of funny. I was doing an autograph session one time, and a kid walked up to me, and he was like, "Hey, man, you got your learner's permit, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "So does somebody have to ride in the car with you, or what's going on here?" He really thought that, so I had to tell him no.
Well, that kind of takes the weight down, right?
Yeah,
it makes
exactly.
The weight a lot.
It'd be too slow with two people in the car, but no, it was pretty awesome because my friends would be going to school, and I'd be leaving to go to a racetrack and travel around the country. So growing up racing was a cool deal for me.
Man, and I know you've been asked a million times about the Daytona 500 from now, but just talk about winning that race, the history of that race. What was it like for you just to even be in that mix?
Well, that race is, it's the Super Bowl of our sport. It's, a national championship. It's the biggest thing that we have. And so to win that race was something I never expected to do. And to pull it off was just, a complete team effort. Those guys built such a great race car, and then all the help I had all day from the other drivers pushing me or whatever, it just all came together perfect. And then when I was standing in victory lane, it almost felt like a dream. I said as soon as I crossed the checker flag, "Are you kidding me?" Because it really did feel like a joke or a dream. I was just scared I was going to wake up from it. So I'd look down every night and check to make sure the ring was still there, and it was. So I knew it was real, but it's still not sunk in all the way, so I'm waiting on that to happen.
And what was it like working with the Wood brothers? I mean, they're one of the all-time historical teams in NASCAR, basically like one of the founding fathers of the sport.
They really are, and I just watched the documentary on Glenn Wood because he's going into the Hall of Fame this week, and I didn't even realize all the stuff that they had done and how long. I knew they were the oldest team, but I didn't realize where they had started and where they had come from. So that really humbled me to know that I'm a part of that, and anybody in the world would love to drive for that team, so I'm honored to be the one that gets to do it.
And then talk about today, man. You got to shoot around with all-time Hawks legend Dominique Wilkins. Are you a basketball fan?
I've never been to an NBA game. I love basketball, but I've actually never been to a game. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee, so we've got a decent basketball program, but I'm pumped to be here. And then Dominique was just awesome. That's one of the perks of racing. You kind of get spoiled, man. My first game, I'll be down here hanging out and got to shoot with Dominique, and he didn't make too much fun of my throw or my shot, so we're okay.
You're lucky you learned a few pointers there.
Yeah, he was showing me how to bank it off the glass a little bit on the shot right here on the Hawk, so I feel a little bit better about it. I can take it back to the Y and wear out my friends or something.
And one last thing, man, just talk about this season, NASCAR. What are your goals this year?
My goals this year, we're not exactly sure how many races we're going to run yet. We'll probably run about 15 Cup races. So in those 15 races, I want to go out and run top 5 and hopefully get another win. And then hopefully we're going to have the chance to run for a nationwide championship. So if we get that, I want to go out there and wear those guys out in nationwide and try to win it.
And one last thing, how tough is it to pick up sponsors in this economic time, man?
It's really tough. For our sport, it's probably the worst times it's been. So, that's why I'm so blessed to be one of the few drivers that doesn't have a lot of funding right now to still be able to maintain in the sport and keep up and survive. And it's kind of what it is for a lot of race teams right now, is survival mode. But we do have some great partners that are still funding our cars. The Wood brothers have Motorcraft and Quick Lane and Ford, and they've been great partners for us. So we're excited to have them back.
Thanks, man.